This is the warm-up for lesson 6-4 for Secondary 1 Math. Okay, on the warm-up, reviewing functions. So number 1 says h of negative 3 plus g of 4. So we're going to take h of x and put in negative 3 for the x. And then we're going to add g of 4. So we're going to have negative 5 times 4 plus 20. Now if I take those a piece at a time, 5 to the negative third is 1 over 125. And then in the parentheses, I've got negative 20 plus 20, which is 0. So it's 1 over 125. Number 2, f of 1/4. So I'll do 12 times 1/4 minus 7. And then we're going to subtract d of x. So 1/4 of 12 is 3 minus 7, that's negative 4, and we're going to subtract negative 25, so that gives us negative 4 plus 25, which is 21. Okay, number 3, we are going to do 3/5 times g of x. We are not putting 3/5 in place of x because that's not what it says to do. We're still going to have our x. We're just going to multiply 3/5 times that. So 3/5 times negative 5 is going to be negative 3, and then times the x. We're just distributing. And then 3/5 times 20 is 12. And that's my answer. Number 4, we're saying f minus g of x. So we're going to take f of x, and we're going to subtract g of x. So we're going to take 12x minus 7, and we're going to subtract negative 5x plus 20. The parentheses are going to be really important here because of our sign. So we're going to have 12x minus 7 minus negative 5x. But we also have to subtract the 20, and that's where people will mess up right there. So watch your sign. So 12x and 5x is 17x. Negative 7 and negative 20 is negative 27. And so my answer is 17x minus 27. Number 5, negative, or the opposite of, and then g of x. And g of x is negative 5x plus 20. So basically I'm just changing all of the signs in g of x. Number 6, we're taking h of x plus d of x, and so I'm going to take h of x, which is 5 to the x power, and I'm going to add to that negative 25. So you can actually leave the answer like that, or you could write 5 to the x power minus 25 because that's the same thing. Okay, for number 7 and 8, we have some new functions to look at. So it says for what value of x, that means I'm looking for x, is g of x equal to f of x. So I'm going to set that equal to each other. So there's g of x equals f of x, and so I just simply solve that equation. I'm going to get all my x's together on one side. And then I'm going to add 5 to both sides. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 8. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to get either 13/4, which comes out to be 3.25 if you're doing that on your calculator. Okay, and then number 8, it says for what value is h of x equal to d of x. And so this is one where you're just going to guess some numbers. And so we're not going to guess things like 13, but we're going to try something like 2 to the 3rd power, 2 to the 4th power, 2 to the 5th power. What power of 2 is equal to 128? So that's what I need to know. And so if you try a couple of numbers, you soon find out that it's actually 2 to the 7th power. So this means that x is equal to 7.